Here's the thing, we have public holidays in the UK as well, probably
Yeah.
just as many as you do, but I feel in America, from my experience, you guys turn your holidays into something really meaningful and special.
Oh, this is
And I
so
know
true. I agree with this so much. I love that you guys celebrate Thanksgiving and you guys know the history behind Thanksgiving. And this is a really special moment. 4th of July with all the fireworks. We have holidays here. Actually, maybe even more than America. I'm not sure. They feel a bit empty. You know what I mean? And I don't like that. I prefer the American way. Today we'll be reacting to what does America do better than Britain? Also Europe. But before I go into that, can I ask you for one thing? If you can leave a like, thank you so much, my friend. It's the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. I love Sean. Give this guy some love. That said, well, let's play it.
what are the things that America does better than the UK?
A lot of
We're going
things.
to find out right here on today's episode of the vlog. That's coming right up.
Let's go.
Hello everybody, how are you doing? And welcome to today's episode of the vlog. Today was a really awesome day. I was out in Edinburgh, right here where I live, and I
Okay.
met somebody who watches the vlog who was from Portland in Oregon. Shout out to
Wow.
Stan. Stan was over here enjoying Edinburgh. He watches my channel, watches the videos, and has come here based on a lot of my recommendations. And I'm just
that's
so
amazing.
happy to meet as many people who watch my videos as possible. Whenever I'm in town, I've got some spare time, and I hear that one of you guys are here in town. It fills me with pride and joy, and I have to always do my best to come out and meet. And I'm so glad I did.
Sean
I was
is
out
a
in
great
Edinburgh
guy.
today for 2.5 hours. I was speaking to the guys all about Scotland, all about the UK in general. We were speaking all about life in America, the United States of America, and it was just such a really interesting, fascinating discussion and cultural exchange. I really enjoyed it. And he also gave me this awesome t-shirt all the way from Portland in Oregon.
Look, Portland, Oregon. Oregon is one of the most beautiful states in America, in my perspective. I would love to meet a lot of you guys that watch me on a daily basis, and I really mean it. Maybe one day, right? Oh, but I love that you end up meeting with a fan.
Shout out to Portland, Oregon. I will definitely try my best to be there at some point in my plans to travel to America, right? This cultural exchange continues right here on my channel, and it's been so fascinating to do. As a lot of you guys know, I did a tour with the United States Embassy 2 years ago, the Exploring American Values tour, where they took a bunch of British vloggers around America to discover things that we might not necessarily have known about. Number one, in the United States of America, you guys make a great many better television productions than we do here. And I'm talking specifically
Speaking facts, I mean, this is America's number one when it comes to TV production. All you do, all the amazing shows. Look, the amount of people that are fans of Friends here in my country, it's crazy. Seinfeld, I don't know, Game of Thrones, all of the big ones. So this is 100% true. One thing that I would say is in Europe, the country I like the most in terms of production is France. I think France makes great stuff, and you guys probably also saw some French movies already. They tend to be quite good. But America is like here, the other countries are, oh, sorry, I cannot even reach. The gap is really crazy.
about television dramas, right? The series that you guys produce, the natural home of Netflix and all the different
Of course.
streaming services of late. And I have to think about some of the amazing ones I've watched. Most of my favorite TV series are from the United States of America. And I know what you guys are going to say, right? Because I've heard, and I don't know how true this is, you can correct me, is that a lot of people from America watch a lot of British television programs. Am I right?
Is this true?
Well, let me tell you, my upbringing. I'll talk about some of the more recent programs in a second, but if I look way back, even when I was young, most of the television programs I loved growing up were American. Let me think about it. Keenan and Kel, I don't know if any of you guys will remember that. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Saved by the Bell. Those were some of my kind of early teenage shows I used to watch. Growing up more, I used to love Friends. Friends was an
Friends is
institution for me.
amazing.
What a program that was. And if I think even more recent, 2.5 Men, The Big Bang Theory, like the
Also good.
comedy, sitcom type of shows you guys have just been genius. But then really recently on the streaming services, Breaking Bad, that was just so phenomenal. Loved that show. And all the other shows.
I love Breaking Bad, and I believe Breaking Bad was filmed in New Mexico. If you guys know this for sure, please tell me. But I believe that's the case. Just because of that alone, I would love to visit New Mexico, and it's close to Texas. I mean, close. I know the distance in America are a bit crazier, but I would love to see, because I believe you can even see the real house where they end up filming the you know the TV show.
I watch right now are just so good. And then I have a think about a show that portrays Scotland and Scottish life, albeit from a time that was long since gone. Outlander. Outlander, as much as it is portraying
Never
Scotland
saw it.
and has a largely Scottish cast, it was put together by Americans, and also the original author, Diana Gabaldon, is American as well. What a great program that has been for Scotland.
Okay.
But then let's
Just one question, my friends. Sorry for so many pauses, but anyone watching me watch anyone watching me watch Outlander? Is that a show that I should take a look? Is really that good? I wonder, because I react to a lot of Sean videos and he mentions that show a lot of times.
not forget cartoons, all right? You guys in America are the kings of cartoons.
Simpsons,
The Simpsons,
oh.
they'll just forever be known as the best, greatest cartoon
Family Guy.
ever to be
Wait,
shown
Family Guy maybe not American actually. American Dad 100%.
on television, right? You guys do television way better, I think, in America than we do here, and that's universally agreed. There can be no argument with that. And guys, listen, I'm going to be saving some of the better ones until the end, so you're going to want to stick around until then. Number 2, public holidays. Here's the thing, we have public holidays in the UK as well, probably just as many as you do, but I feel in America, from my experience, you guys turn your holidays into something really meaningful and special.
Oh, this is
And I
so
know
true. I agree with this so much. I love that you guys celebrate Thanksgiving and you guys know the history behind Thanksgiving. And this is a really special moment. 4th of July with all the fireworks. Maybe this is basic for you, my friend, but I really like that. So Sean is 100 is spot on this in my perspective, because we have holidays here. Actually, maybe even more than America. I'm not sure. I know Europe tends to have a lot of holidays, but they feel a bit empty. You know what I mean? And I don't like that. I prefer the American way.
that is largely because you don't get that many holidays from work like we do here in the UK, right? You guys take your holidays so seriously, and a lot of the times you remember the purposes of your holidays.
Exactly.
I was at Memorial Day, for example. What a special and important day that was. Never ever forget that. And
Memorial Day and Veteran Day is in the same day, or I'm saying I thought that was the case for some reason.
you guys really have a meaning for it. We here in the UK, we have a lot of holidays, and they were put in place because of something or other that happened in history, but nobody really understands or cares. All they know is it's a day off. Thanksgiving, what a massive ceremony Thanksgiving is for you guys. We don't really have anything like that here in the UK, and we're kind of amused and interested by it. And I think it's really special. And you know what, just keep going with that, because I want to enjoy that lifestyle, that culture of important holidays as well, and like kind of rituals that go around that.
No, I agree.
So I absolutely love that about America. Number 3, drive-thrus. This, as I say, a lot of these things are quite frivolous,
Drive-thrus.
but also it's interesting and important at the same time, because a lot of your culture in terms of like food and the way you do things ends up coming over here, albeit delayed, right? So
This is so true. I mean, drive-thrus are becoming more popular in Europe. So actually, recently I saw a drive-through pharmacy in my city. I was like, oh my god, I've been reacting to that stuff.
drive-through is obviously something that has existed in America for many years, eventually made it over to the UK, and we have them as well now, but you guys have so many more options of drive-throughs, different styles and different things. You can even go to a bank drive-through in the United States of America. Am I
That's
wrong? We
crazy.
don't have anything like that here, but dare say, because it goes
Bank never saw one drive-through. That's wild.
into America first, we will get it at some point. It's just convenience, right? Convenience. Number 4, nature. Not any nature though, because of course we've got a lot of nature as well, especially here in Scotland. But in America, you
It's
guys
crazy.
have some severe nature that can quite literally kill you. You've got like bears. We don't have bears. You guys have mountain lions. Are they cougars, right? Cougars. Those things, like,
Crocodiles, alligators. Do not forget those.
they belong in a zoo. Like, the only way you would see a cougar here in Scotland is in a zoo, because, like, we just don't have anything like that. Sure enough, if you go back hundreds and hundreds of years, we did have dangerous animals here. We had wolves, and we did have lynxes as well, which is a big cat. But nothing like what you guys have. You have literally, in a lot of the different states, from the north to the south, dangerous wild
Moose. Moose. Am I saying that word correct? That also kills a lot of people. Or not a lot of people, but comparing with the others, is a bit underrated. Am I crazy?
animals, spectacular wild
Moose or moose? No, I'm not sure.
animals. And if it's not the big giant ones you have to worry about, especially more towards the north in the forests and stuff,
Moose.
in the south towards the desert, you've got an array of animals that could put you down with one bite. And I know this because I watch all the nature programs. And in fact, one YouTuber here on this platform, Coyote Peterson, called Brave Wilderness, all about some of these animals. A Gila monster. Bloomin' heck, what on earth is that thing doing in a place like United States of America? That thing is lethal. But then you've got like rattlesnakes, you've got tarantulas, and you've got scorpions.
Yeah,
Nature in America
it's a
is
mess.
badass, right? Seriously badass, and we just do
And
not.
deadly. I mean, I love America, but yeah, they really have a lot of crazy stuff. I think the only place that is even worse in terms of deadly animals, maybe Australia. You know, kangaroos kill a lot of people. I think they also rob people. I could be wrong on this.
Not have anything like that in the UK. An important point. Me being somebody who loves nature, I would definitely say that is awesome, and I love that about United States. Number 5,
too.
I'm going to talk about homes and houses, right? Sure enough, this one is very debatable, okay? Because a lot of you guys will say that we have got awesome homes and houses because of like the castles, a lot of the places where
The castles, but we don't live in. What?
we live are like hundreds of years old, right? And you can really trace back the heritage, and we've even got like haunted places you can live in. Okay, I know they are different, right? But also, if you have a really, really nice house here in the UK, like a big size, big garden, you're likely to find that they cost a lot of money, okay?
Yeah, similarly, if you, yeah, it's crazy. But I feel like houses are completely crazy in all the first world countries. You know what I mean? Buying a house is crazy at this point. Even in America, I believe you guys are also struggling with this, right?
And it's also very, very difficult, very rare to find anywhere here that would have a swimming pool. Of course, the weather plays a big part in that, right? But I just remember flying over United States of America, even Canada as well, places that are much colder than here, and just seeing like swimming pools for as far as you could see, houses, big massive houses, for literally hundreds of miles, people with swimming pools in their garden. And I just love that. I love water. I love having swimming pools.
Wait, is that common in America? Oh, that's crazy.
And we just don't have them here. It's a bit of a trek and annoying to find a swimming pool here, a public one where there's like space for you to actually swim in, but a lot of you guys just have them in your house.
No, if you have a swimming pool, rich in my book.
Florida, right? It's almost as though like less people in Florida don't have a pool than do. And like you'll find that your houses in the United States of America, big houses, are a lot cheaper than they are here for a similar sized house. Number 6. Technology companies. This might sound a little bit odd, right? And
No,
I
this
know
is
there's
true.
places around the world doing all kinds of
I mean, it's difficult to compare America with Europe or Britain because you guys make everything. You and China, actually. But China makes the cheap stuff.
crazy
It
stuff
is what
with
it is.
technology right now. But United States of America has launched some iconic technology, and I have been a big fan, and it's played a big role in my life right here on this platform, YouTube/Google. Like, this just made my life so much better thanks.
Actually, I never thought about that. If you guys doubt about American dominance, this is two European guys talking in a American platform. So, you know.
To this platform. But if you think about all the other social media platforms that we use, most of them were launched, started, and were born in the United States of America. Thanks to the unlimitless talent that you guys have for these types of stuff. You just launch all the best technology companies.
Great point.
Why is that? And you've ended up exporting that technology around the world, right? All the technology that I use, basically, even things like the phone, the hardware, is made in the United States of America, designed in America, right? So, yeah, I am a big fan of American technology in general.
For sure.
The next thing on my list is sporting events. Now, I know, like, a lot of these things are pretty subjective, right? Because we have big sporting events here, especially when it comes to do with football or soccer, as you know, right? but I just feel like every single game in the United States of America, everyone I've been to, has been like this big family event. I don't know if you've
that's
seen on
amazing.
my channel already.
And apart from that, I feel like, so he is correct in my perspective, but I feel like it's even more that the sports culture is very prevalent since you are young in school, right? And we like that.
A video where I went to my first ever American football.
That's why you guys have crazy athletes. Look at the Olympic Games. Look at the freaks you guys have in NFL. Freaks in a good way. I mean, crazy athletes. It's insane.
Football game. I'll put the link up above somewhere. I went to my first ever football game in New York. We watched the Giants play the Detroit Frogs. That's an inside joke. You'll need to watch that video to see what I mean by that, right? But for me, it was fascinating just to arrive at the stadium and see all the people doing their car boot thing. What do you call it? Tailgating. And my biggest regret from that day, from that whole trip to New York, is that I did not involve myself with all the people doing tailgating, because it looked so much fun and everybody was friendly.
It looks
and I was
really
a little
fun.
bit nervous and shy, like, look at this big event. I'm going to American football. I just want to get on my seat. And
Okay, guys, I have to say one thing, because since he's talking about sports, this is something that have been on my mind for a long time. I really believe, okay, hot take, but I really believe if America one day have a player, just need one, like Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, and of course needs to be American, this is a crazy take, but I feel like that player alone can be such an inspiration for a lot of young generation in America, that America all of a sudden, after 10, 20 years, I'm not sure, will have one of the best teams ever in soccer. That's my take, because I really believe you guys just need a crazy superstar in your soccer team. I really believe that.
really, we could have got heavily involved in that, so that was special. But then inside the stadium, like the whole national anthem thing, and then the fireworks, and this wasn't any important game, right? It was just an average league game, I believe, and it was just such a big event. So, like, I love that about United States of America. So
it's amazing.
enthusiastic and energetic when it comes to sporting events. Every single one. Number 8, and now we're talking about barbecues. And I've done a video very recently on my channel discussing barbecues, some of the barbecues that I've been to in the United States of America. You guys just do barbecue so much better than we do. Go and check that video, by the way, after you've watched.
Okay, this is true, but the other day I was watching a barbecue, not reacting actually, but I was watching barbecue talk, if that makes sense. And a lot of people on that talk said that Texas barbecue is one of the best in the world. And some people even talk that I believe is actually the best in the world. But then other people said that could be incorrect, because Brazilian barbecue is also one of the best. And also Argentina barbecue. They even have a different name for Argentina barbecue. And I was thinking about that. Maybe Texas barbecue is not the best in the world, but looks the best, I have to say. I also end up watching some Brazilian barbecues, and I have to admit they also look amazing. But I don't know. I think I still go with Texas.
This as well.
American in general, but Texas in specific.
As I say, all the links are going to be up here somewhere. Barbecues in America are just like, there's no comparison. We are shameful in the United Kingdom when it comes to doing barbecues.
Yeah, comparing with Europe, forget about it. That's a joke.
Barbecues, we just don't know how to do them properly. I have learned, because I've went to USA, because I've been in Brazil quite a lot as well, I know how to do a good barbecue. You know what we do here in the United Kingdom, and call it a barbecue, and I know a lot of people will be offended by this, literally offended. Our barbecues are going to the supermarket and buying some hamburgers and some sausages, usually frozen, bringing them home and putting them on a barbecue, and then putting them on some bread, and that is what we call a barbecue, right?
Yeah, I relate to this.
But it's not a barbecue. That is not what you call a barbecue. I think you guys call that cooking out.
Or an act of shame.
That's literally what we call a barbecue. You guys do barbecues seriously and properly, and I admire that. Number 9, being outgoing and fun. Wow. Like, again, subjective, and I know we've got some really good people, especially here in Scotland, okay? But when I was traveling for the United States in America, one of the big takeaways for me was people being just so outgoing all the time
That's
and
crazy.
fun and friendly. I had such a really great time with that because people would always just come up to you and tell you some crazy stories and welcome you, and I just felt really good and warm about everything. So a definite big point about the United States of America that I love is
Oh,
just
that's
totally
amazing, my
outgoing.
friends.
Absolutely. And that's people from across political divides, people from different cultures and backgrounds and
Who cares about
places,
that?
states,
The
cities.
thing with politics, I think this is more is more you Americans, to be honest. Me, no, do not care if you like Joe Biden or Trump, because I believe those represent Democrats and Republican, right?
I'm
Yeah, I believe Biden is Republican. I'm joking. It's not. I say that, and someone in the comments goes, "André, what the?"
met people from a lot of different places, and generally speaking, they were all pretty much the same. Number 10, right? Some people think this is a good thing, others will think it's bad, but I think it's generally interesting, okay? Junk food, because you have such a massive, massive variety of junk foods in the United States of America. And again, it's relevant, right? You might think this is frivolous, but it's actually
I mean, are you telling me that Americans are better at junk food than the rest of the world? The country that ended up creating that? Shocking, Sean. No, but I mean, sure.
relevant because a lot of that stuff does make its way over to us eventually. You guys have it first for years and years and years, and then it gets exported, and then we take it. And like I mentioned on this video, or on these videos a few months ago, we started to get things like Five Guys, Shake Shack, and even Taco Bell now you can find in the UK. So we do
Five Guys, no chance. You can. I believe there is one in Spain actually, or a couple, but at least in Spain I have idea. Taco Bell, I went to one. It was decent. Actually, I like it. I know you guys do not like Taco Bell, but I like it.
import a lot of that stuff eventually. So whatever you guys have there, basically, it's interesting for me to see because we'll eventually get it here as well. And I'm really trying to think of a British fast food chain that I would say is better than the ones that you have in the United States of America, and I can't really think of one. So there you go. Number 11, and this one is a little bit controversial, okay? Right? Very controversial, but I think an important one to discuss. Cannabis. We all know many of your states have legalized cannabis use. Now, while I'm not a user myself, I think it's important because they know it helps out with several medical conditions.
Okay. Jesus. For a moment I thought Sean would say, so the title is What Does America Do Better Than Britain? I thought the guy was saying, yeah, you guys, cannabis in America, top quality. I was like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? Okay, this makes sense. It's about medicine. Okay. I thought that was fake, by the way. No joke. I saw a couple of clips, which is great research, André. But I saw some doctors saying that they believe actually is maybe not fake, but the CBD, I believe you guys call that CBD stuff, is a bit overrated. I have no idea. I never tried that stuff, but I wonder actually.
And up until very recently, it doesn't matter what kind of medical
They even said it's snake oil.
conditions you have, you could not get it legally here in the UK. We have been very, very slow on that type of stuff. Now, I know there's lots of discussions and debate on this issue, and like I said, it's not something for me to really decide because I've not got skin in the game, literally, but there is so much evidence that it does help with certain conditions. And
I don't know, actually.
let's just be real about something. Alcohol, if we're going to talk about bad effects of certain substances, alcohol does so much damage and has done so much damage for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Not true. My dad told me that one glass of wine is actually good for your heart. Is that a myth? I don't think so. But I get this point.
I think it's odd to persecute cannabis in a much greater way. So you guys have been far more progressive in that front than we have. And it'll be interesting to see if we catch up. There has been a lot of talk in our parliament about how we make the legislation very similar to what a lot of your states have. So,
just copy it.
Yeah, you're a lot faster on these types of things than we are. And here's the last one, number 12. And I think this one's so important because it's really about the national psyche, okay? Optimism. This is the last thing I noted down. Optimism. I just feel when I've been in the United States of America, there is a sense of optimism all around, whether it's in the big cities like New York or much smaller places or even states where it's more rural like Florida. I just felt optimism all the way around. And I know there's negative people everywhere, but I just feel here in the United Kingdom, we are more dour. There's a good Scottish word for you. We are dour about things. We're a bit more pessimistic.
Duro. Actually, there is a word in Portuguese that means duro, tough. Probably is actually the same origin.
A bit like doom and gloom about the world. Maybe it's the weather. I don't know what it is, but we are just more dour about things. Where in the United States of America, I just feel there's so much optimism about different things, whether it's business, whether
Number
it's
one, baby.
travel,
Like I
the
said a couple of
world in
times.
general.
If you are
Like,
number
there's just a
one,
lot of
you need to be
optimism flowing
optimistic.
through the United States of America, and I so admire that, right? And I just wish here sometimes was
Yeah,
a
me
bit
too.
more optimistic, because I myself am an optimistic person, and I think optimism rubs off on other people. So United States, where I just saw so many optimistic people, it was like a real feel good, and I just felt like I wanted to be a part of that. So that was my list, right? And like I've been
Good
saying,
list,
if you've been
actually.
watching my videos, I am planning to put together some kind of like documentary type of trip to the United States very, very soon.
wow.
In a way of really exploring these connections that we have, especially with Scottish people and Americans, and really kind of trying to understand that whole mix and really tour to places that I've not been and probably people don't often go in terms of British. So I'm very excited about that, and I will be keeping you updated about how that is coming along very, very soon, okay? Other than that, I just want to give a big shout out to all these people on the site.
Okay, give all the support to Sean, like I didn't to say. I also have a Patreon, take a look at my description. But that said, great video, my friends. I really had fun with this one. I thought the Sean list was solid. I mean, I tend to agree with him in most of the things he ended up explaining. But yeah, leave me a comment with what you agree or you disagree, and see you guys next time. Bye.